Hello everyone, welcome to Current Affairs MCQs program. Let's begin with previous day's practice question. Question was, which of the following best describes the renewable purchase obligation, that is RPO, a policy requiring electricity distribution companies and certain other entities to purchase a specified percentage of their total power consumption from renewable energy sources, a mandatory requirement for large corporations to invest in renewable energy projects within their premises, a subsidy program designed to encourage individual households to install solar panels on their rooftops, or a government initiative that provides tax rebates for companies that manufacture renewable energy equipment. The correct answer is option A, policy requiring electricity distribution companies and certain other entities to purchase a specified percentage of their total power consumption from renewable energy sources. Renewable purchase obligation, that is RPO, requires electricity distribution companies and certain other entities to purchase a specified percentage of their total power consumption from renewable energy sources. It is in accordance with the Indian Electricity Act of 2003. The state electricity regulatory commissions fix the minimum RPO for the state. These obligations are pivotal in driving the transition towards sustainable energy sources, aiming to reduce carbon emissions and mitigate climate change. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Now let's begin today's session. First question is, consider the following statements about Global Capability Centers, that is GCCs. 1. GCCs are established by multinational corporations to provide specialized services to their parent company and their arms worldwide. 2. GCCs only focus on cost-saving measures. 3. With GCCs, MNCs can maintain control over their operations, ensure quality, and align their offshore activities with their overall business objectives. Which of the statements given above are correct? 2 and 3 only, 2 only, 1 and 3 only, or 1, 2 and 3? The correct answer is option C, 1 and 3 only. Global Capability Centers, or GCCs, are facilities established by multinational corporations to provide specialized services to their parent company and their arms worldwide. Hence, statement 1 is correct. GCCs started as cost-saving measures, but today they are hubs for innovation and collaboration between the parent company and its offshore arms. They focus on high-value activities like intellectual property creation, expertise in emerging technologies, digitization mandates, and establishing centers of excellence. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. With GCCs, MNCs can maintain control over their operations, ensure quality, and align their offshore activities with their overall business objectives. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Next question, consider the following statements. Statement 1, the Consumer Protection Act 2019 provides remedies to the consumer for defective goods and deficient services. Statement 2, clients who are dissatisfied with their advocates can seek the remedy provided for deficiency of services under the Consumer Protection Act 2019. Which one of the following is correct with respect of the above statements? Both statements are correct and statement 2 is the correct explanation for statement 1. Both statements are correct and statement 2 is not the correct explanation for statement 1. Statement 1 is correct but statement 2 is incorrect, or statement 1 is incorrect but statement 2 is correct. The correct answer is option C, statement 1 is correct but statement 2 is incorrect. The Consumer Protection Act 2019 provides remedies to consumers for defective goods and deficient services. Hence, statement 1 is correct. The Supreme Court of India recently ruled in the case of Bar of Indian Lawyers versus D.K. Gandhi PS National Institute of Communicable Diseases that advocates practicing in the legal profession cannot be sued under the Consumer Protection Act 2019. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. There is a difference between business or trade on the one hand and profession on the other. Business or trade is a purely commercial endeavor, while a profession is a result of advanced learning and specialized study. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Next question, consider the following statements about industrial accidents. 1. A leak of the toxic methyl isocyanate gas from a Union Carbide plant caused the Bhopal gas tragedy in 1984. 2. There was a leak of toxic styrene gas into the surrounding residential areas in the tragic incident at the LG Polymers plant in Visakhapatnam in 2020. Which of the above statements is or are correct? Only 1, only 2, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option C, both 1 and 2. The Bhopal gas tragedy of 1984 serves as a horrific event in which a leak of methyl isocyanate gas from a Union Carbide plant resulted in thousands of deaths and long-term health problems for countless others. Hence, statement 1 is correct. On May 7, 2020, a tragic incident occurred at the LG Polymers plant located in Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh, India. A gas leak from one of the storage tanks released toxic styrene gas into the surrounding residential areas. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Now, next question. Sometimes seen in the news, Pravaha portal has been launched by Ministry of Finance, Reserve Bank of India, Securities and Exchange Board of India, or Ministry of Commerce and Industry. The correct answer is option B, Reserve Bank of India, that is RBI. Pravaha, that is Platform for Regulatory Application Validation and Authorization Portal, was recently launched by the Reserve Bank of India, that is RBI. It is a secure and centralized online platform for individuals and entities to apply for various regulatory approvals from the RBI. This streamlines the process by offering a single point of contact and aims to improve the efficiency of the RBI's regulatory approvals. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Next question. Consider the following statements regarding the International Union for Conservation of Nature, that is IUCN. 1. The IUCN is a membership union that exclusively comprises government organizations only. 2. The IUCN Red List of Threatened Species is the world's most extensive inventory of the global conservation status of plant and animal species. Which of the statements given above are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2? The correct answer is option B, 2 only. The IUCN, that is International Union for Conservation of Nature, is a membership union that uniquely comprises both government and civil society organizations. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. The IUCN Red List of Threatened Species is the world's most extensive inventory of the global conservation status of plant and animal species. Hence, statement 2 is correct. It uses a set of quantitative criteria to evaluate the extinction risk of species. These criteria are relevant to most species and all regions of the world. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Next question. With reference to the National Disaster Management Authority, or NDMA, consider the following statements. 1. According to the Disaster Management Act of 2005, the Home Minister is the chairperson of the National Disaster Management Authority. 2. It is the apex body that lays down policies, plans and guidelines for disaster management to ensure timely and effective response to disasters. Which of the statements given above is or are not correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2? The correct answer is option A, 1 only. That is, only second statement is correct. National Disaster Management Authority, or NDMA. As per the Disaster Management Act of 2005, the Prime Minister serves as its chairperson. It has 9 other members, one of whom is designated as the vice chairperson. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. It is also the apex body that lays down policies, plans and guidelines for disaster management to ensure a timely and effective response to disasters. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Its primary purpose is to coordinate response to natural or man-made disasters and for capacity building in disaster resiliency and crisis response. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Next question. Which of the following best describes the purpose of NASA's PREFIRE mission? To study the effects of solar flares on Earth's magnetosphere, to study heat loss to space in Earth's polar regions, to monitor and predict wildfires using satellite data, or to analyze the impact of greenhouse gases on global sea levels? The correct answer is option B, to study heat loss to space in Earth's polar regions. NASA's PREFIRE, that is Polar Radiant Energy in the Far Infrared Experiment mission, will study heat loss to space in Earth's polar regions. It will help close a gap in understanding of how much of the Earth's heat is lost to space, especially from the Arctic and Antarctica. It will provide better projections of how a warming world will affect sea ice loss, ice sheet melt and sea level rise. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Next question. Consider the following statements regarding the drafting of the Indian Constitution. 1. The idea of a Constituent Assembly for India was put forward for the first time by Jawaharlal Nehru in 1934. 2. The Constituent Assembly comprised elected members only. 3. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar introduced the objective resolution in the Constituent Assembly which laid down the philosophy of the Constitution of India. How many of the statements given above are correct? Only 1, only 2, all 3, or none? The correct answer is option D, none. That is, all the statements are incorrect. Drafting of the Indian Constitution. The idea of a Constituent Assembly for India was put forward for the first time by M.N. Roy in 1934. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. The Constituent Assembly comprised members who were partly elected and partly nominated. The elected members were indirectly elected by the members of the Provincial Legislative Assembly. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. On 13 December 1946, Jawaharlal Nehru introduced the Objective Resolution in the Constituent Assembly, which laid down the philosophy of the Constitution of India. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. Hence, option D is the correct answer. Next question regarding the National Program for Prevention and Control of Deafness, that is NPPCD. Consider the following statements. 1. NPPCD was launched at the national level during the 11th 5-year plan. 2. This program is being implemented by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. 3. Hearing impairment is more common in urban populations than in rural ones. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? 1 only, 2 and 3 only, or 1, 2 and 3? The correct answer is option A, 1 only. National Program for Prevention and Control of Deafness, that is NPPCD. In 2008, the NPPCD was launched at the national level. The duration of the 11th 5-year plan was from 2007 to 2012. Hence, statement 1 is correct. This program is being implemented by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare with the technical support of the Directorate General of Health Services. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. Hearing impairment is more common in rural populations than in urban ones. The lack of health awareness and education has played a significant role in the high incidence of hearing impairment. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Last question is, consider the following statements regarding United Nations membership. 1. The UN requires membership seekers to be peace-loving and able and willing to fulfill the UN Charter's obligations. 2. Membership applications need a recommendation without any opposition from 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council. 3. India has never opposed any country's UN membership. How many of the statements given above are correct? Only 1, only 2, all 3, or none? The correct answer is option C, all 3. The United Nations requires membership seekers to be peace-loving states and to be able and willing to carry out UN Charter's obligations. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Membership applications need a recommendation without any opposition from 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council before the UN General Assembly can accept them. UNSC's recommendation is ruled out if any of the P5 cast a negative vote by exercising their veto power. Hence, statement 2 is correct. India has never opposed any country's UN membership. India supported Pakistan's admission to the UN in 1947 and the People's Republic of China's admission in 1971. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Now is the time for practice question. Consider the following statements about the 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act 1992. 1. It mandated the reservation of 1/3 of seats for women in Panchayati Raj institutions and offices of the chairperson at all levels of PRIs. 2. Out of the total 1/3 seats reserved for women, 50% had to be reserved for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes women. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2? Send the answer of this question in the comment section. Stay tuned for the next episode. Thanks for watching. For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.